I recently stumbled upon this idea that Jewish Zionism should have been a small, fringe, right wing movement from its inception, but it grew into a state making project because it just happened to be in sync with the Christian Zionist worldview and End Times Project. As you talk us through your thoughts on this sentiment, can you also walk us through the historical origins of both movements, and particularly the moment in which they intersect, which in some ways are the key moments in the evolution of Christian Zionism?
This is really interesting to me because, again, as you said, Christian Zionism, at least the theology, is so old. And not too many people know about that. I'll say it's hard to know how successful Jewish Zionism would be without Christian Zionism, but certainly Christian Zionism has been a major player in uplifting Jewish Zionism. And it's unclear what would have been possible without Christian Zionism. So just to give you an example, the theology of Christian Zionism goes back to the 17th century, but Christians started to actually take political action to create a Jewish state in Palestine decades before Theodor Herzl, who's considered the father of Jewish political Zionism. They were advocating for a Jewish state in Palestine decades before Theodor Herzl. Anthony Ashley Cooper, who was a British lord who took the first political action to establish a Jewish state in Palestine. But even here in the US, a lot of people don't know, an evangelical man named William Blackstone got signatures of leading political, business, newspaper editors, university presidents, mayors of the time, including folks like the Supreme Court Justice and J.P. Morgan and John D. Rockefeller, the mayor of New York City, and the editors of the Boston Globe. All of them signed a petition for a Jewish state in Palestine in 1891, 5 years before Theodor Herzl wrote Der Judenstaat. Even Theodor Herzl, he got a lot of help from Christian Zionists who wanted to support his Jewish state-making project that they had already been excited about before him. William Heckler introduced Theodor Herzl to many high-powered politicians of the time, including the German Kaiser and even the Ottoman Sultan. Lord Balfour, who signed the Balfour Declaration promising Jews a homeland in Palestine, was a religious Christian. Even President Woodrow Wilson, who was president at the time of the Balfour Declaration, also a devout Christian and saw promise for Jews returning, quote unquote, to Palestine. Christian Zionism more recently really gained a lot of power in the 1970s and has formed very strong alliances with the Israeli government and right-wing Jewish Zionists since then. And so it's become a real partnership between Christian Zionists and the Jewish right in the last few decades. And again, as it was with Theodor Herzl, when he was trying to even promote the idea of a Jewish state in Palestine.